Good evening, this is HTC English News Edition and you're watching with me, Nihoi Kim Kong Sai. First, the headlines. Government's Nation First model focuses on satisfactions over appeasement, says PM Modi. Cyclonic storm approaching Assam, Meghalaya and Arunachal. IMD issues alert. Thousands of women raped, burned alive. 2,000 bodies await burial in Congo. News in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today asserted that his government's model of development is nation first, which is not focused on appeasement but on satisfaction. He said people have tested, understood and supported this model and therefore gave his government the mandate for the third time. The Prime Minister said this while replying in the Rajya Sabha to the motions of thanks to President Draupadi Murmu's address to the joint sitting of both houses of Parliament. Taking a dig at the Congress, the Prime Minister said that Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas model of governance is incomprehensible for Congress as a whole party is dedicated to one family. He accuses a Congress of following the model of what he called cheating, appeasement and nepotism. He said his government has prioritized skill development, financial inclusions and industrialization. Prime Minister Modi alleged that Congress hated Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar and left no stone unturned to ensure his electoral defeat. He said Congress never considered Baba Saheb worthy of the Bharat Ratna Award. The Prime Minister highlighted that his government has strengthened Prop ST and SC laws to protect their interests. Prime Minister Modi also talked about the government's effort for the welfare of deaf youngs. He added that his government has ensured legal rights for the transgender community. He said the government has fulfilled the long-pending demand of OBC communities to accord constitutional status to the OBC Commission. The winter chill in North and Northeast India is slowly dissipating right at the onset of February. The chill in the air is now being felt only in the morning and evening. The IMD has forecast that February will remain mostly dry in many states. However, the Northeast could see some cyclonic activity. The IMD has issued a cyclone alert for several states in the Northeast. A cyclonic circulation has been seen forming over Assam and Bangladesh, due to which there is a possibility of thunderstorms and lightning in the northeastern region. The IMD has forecast heavy rain, thunderstorms and lightning in Meghalaya, Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. Strong winds are also likely to blow here on February 7. Light to moderate rain is possible in these areas between February 8 and 11. A bulletin from the IMD read: light rain is very likely to occur at isolated places over Arunachal Pradesh and dry weather likely to prevail over Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram and Tripura. Shallow to moderate fog is very likely to occur in isolated pockets over Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram and Tripura. Light snowfall is very likely to occur at isolated pockets in higher reaches of Arunachal Pradesh. No large change in minimum temperature is very likely over Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram and Tripura, it added. A yellow alert has been issued for thunderstorms and lightning in several areas of Himachal Pradesh. Several tourist regions such as Simla, Kulu, and Lahul and Spiti have also received heavy snowfall. A new western disturbance is likely to affect northwest India on Saturday, February 8. Amid a deepening political crisis in strife-torn Manipur, embattled Chief Minister and Biren Singh met Home Minister Amit Shah today. The Chief Minister, along with his cabinet ministers, later visited Prayagraj and took a whole dip during the ongoing Mahakumbh, indicating that his position is safe for the first for the first bank. Though the details of the meeting could not be known, sources say that the meeting took place between Sa and Singh in the backdrop of the CJI Sanjeev Khanna-led bench seeking a forensic report on a purported audio clip of Biren Singh in which he is reportedly claiming responsibility for the ethnic violence in the state. While sections of the BJP MLAs is reportedly learned to be against Singh and has been seeking a change to the leadership, the party high command has so far gone along with Singh despite the state facing ethnic violence for almost 2 years and the chief minister's role having come in for heavy criticism. The controversy over the purported audio clip, which several Kuki tribal groups have claimed to be that of Singh, has again fueled the demand from within the BJP for his ouster. However, hours after meeting Sa, Singh looked visibly relaxed in Prayagraj, indicating that the possibility of a change in leadership looks remote for now. Four National People's Party (NPP) MLAs were served notices by the Manipur Speaker's Tribunal and have been asked to respond to the allegations made in a petition related to an anti-defection case. Manipur Congress Vice President Hareswar Goswami showed disqualifications of the four MLAs after they attended a meeting of BJP legislators convened by Chief Minister Biren Singh in November last year, days after the MPP withdrew its support to the state government. The notices were sent to NPP MLAs M. Rameswar Singh, J. Pamay Irengbam Nalini Devi, and Thongam Santi Singh. They were asked to provide their written comments or replies on or before February 11 before the office of the Speaker, the official said. The Speaker's Tribunal will hear the matter at 9:30 a.m. on February 12. The legislators were asked to appear before the tribunal in person or by person or platter duly authorized by the legislature at that time, according to the notice. The MPP has 7 MLAs in the 60-member Manipur Assembly. The anti-defection case of 5 JDU MLAs is also currently in the Manipur Speaker's Tribunal. These legislators had joined the BJP shortly after winning the state assembly elections in 2022. The Tribal Affairs and Hills DAH Department has identified 5 former employees as involved in the fraudulent withdrawal of departmental funds as per House Committee report dated 25/3/2022. The individuals' names are K. Daime, former Joint Director, DDO-TAH, Z. Solomon, former Joint Director, TAH, Binodini Devi, former Joint Director, TAH, Paisao Singh, former Deputy Director, TAH, and Kai Kumau, former Joint Director, TAH. An RTI application was filed to the Tribal Affairs and Hills Department seeking access to the investigations report of an inquiry conducted by the Departmental Inquiry Committee and the House Committee of the Manipur Legislative Assembly for the misappropriations of Rs 30.36 crore by the Tribal Affairs and Hills Department. An audit report by the Controller and Auditor General (CAG) for the year ending 31 March 2022 revealed that the Tribal Affairs and Hills Department withdrew scheme funds deposited in bank accounts in gross violations of financial rules. A payment of Rs 30.36 crore could not be verified in the audit due to the non-availability of records, vouchers, and acknowledgement payment receipts, raising concerns about doubtful expenditure and suspected misappropriations of funds. The report further states that the Directorate withdrew Rs 28.61 crore between August 2017 and July 2019 without any sanction from the head of department, HOD. This amount was withdrawn from the government account and deposited into its bank account, violating Rule 22 and Rule 26 of the General Financial Rules, 2017. The entire fund was withdrawn jointly by the Director and the DDO through 62 self-checks with amounts ranging from Rs 5 lakh to Rs 1 crore. These withdrawals were recorded as advance payments in the check register for various construction projects, including buildings and inter-village roads. Additionally, the report highlights that Rs 1 crore was withdrawn in July 2019 from the department's bank account but was not recorded in the cash book. There were no APR supporting payments to beneficiaries or implementing agencies, and the withdrawn amount was not available in the cash chest. As per the cash verification report dated 31 August 2025. Furthermore, the audit found discrepancies in the distributions of Rs 75.22 lakh, allegedly withdrawn in case for the medical treatment of beneficiaries. The funds were reportedly distributed among 504 beneficiaries, yet no details of disbursement were recorded in the director's casebook. The amount was also not available in the case chest as per the cash verification report dated 31 August 2025. Due to lack of documentary evidence, the audit could not confirm where the Rs 75.22 lakh was kept, spent, or for what purpose it was used. Keeping scheme funds outside government accounts is a gross violation of financial rules. The audit report recommends that the matter may be investigated by the Vigilance Department and that actions be taken under the Manipur Public Service Personal Liability Act 2006 against the officials responsible for these financial irregularities, ensuring accountability in handling public funds. After thoroughly analyzing the director's response, it appears that the inquiry has not been completed to date. Given the gravity of Rs 30.36 crore financial irregularity, immediate actions must be taken to expedite the investigations. The Vigilance Department must intervene to ensure accountability and prevent further misuse of public funds. Any official found guilty of financial misappropriations should face strict legal consequences under the Manipur Public Servants Personal Liability Act 2006 and other relevant laws. A joint operations by Assam Rifles and a Customs Preventive Force led to the seizures and destructions of marijuana worth Rs 2.12 crore in Tripura's Sepahijala district. Acting on intelligence, the teams raided the Dhanirampur area late on February 6, confiscating marijuana valued at Rs 1.03 crore and uprooting 28,500 saplings worth Rs 1.1 crore. Authorities say the crackdown delivers a severe blow to drug trafficking networks operating in the region. The seized contraband has been handed over for legal proceedings as security forces continue efforts to curb illicit drug trade. Meghalaya police apprehended 9 Bangladeshi nationals who had entered India unlawfully. The arrest was made during a routine check in the Lamgri village located in the West Garo Hills district, which is a border with Bangladesh. According to official resources, the individuals were intercepted at approximately 8 p.m. on Tuesday as they attempted to cross the Dalu border into India. They were traveling into 2 Maruti vans bearing registration number MLI4A0593 and MLO9A3830. The police, upon stopping the vehicles for inspections, discovered that the occupants were foreign nationals without valid documentations. Upon further investigations, authorities seized 12 mobile phones with multiple SIM cards, Indian currency, Aadhaar cards, and other documents suspected to be forged or illegally acquired. These materials have been taken into custody as evidence. Additionally, the 2 vehicles used for transportations were also confiscated. The incident has raised concern regarding the facilitations of illegal immigration. In connection with the case, police arrested 3 Indian nationals believed to have assisted the Bangladeshis in their unlawful entry. The Hill Tribal Council HTC Moreh celebrates its 40th Foundation Day today at its premises. The HTC Moreh honors its 40th Foundation Day today, where the program was graced by all organizations, leaders, and CSOs in and around Tinopal district, including the Moreh Pastor Fellowship, 5 Assam Rifle CEO, and many more. Former leaders of HTC Moreh also delivered valuable speech, and they also jotted down some important information for the well-being and growth of HTC. Kaikulal Hockey President, HTC Moreh thanked all the attendees for their kind presence. A feast was arranged as an appreciation of the blessed received. Delhi voted on February 5th to elect its next government, and the results will be out on Saturday, February 8th. The BJP is eyeing to dethrone the ruling AAP after a decade banking on allegations of corruption against former Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. The AAP, on the other hand, is using its Delhi model of health and education to showcase how the government has developed Delhi over the past 10 years. Exit polls have projected that BJP is the winner, but not every time they get it right. The returning officer, RO, usually a government or local authority officer nominated by the Elections Commission, is responsible for conducting the elections in a constituency. This includes counting of votes too. The entire counting process is videographed, and counting centers are monitored using CCTV cameras. Only counting staff, returning officers, security personnel, and agents are allowed inside during counting. The polling agents cannot leave the premises until the counting is over. The lock of the strong room in its constituency is opened around 7 a.m. by the returning officer and is ECI special observer. The EVMs are then taken out in the presence of candidates or representatives of each contesting party. The counting process begins with the postal ballots at 8 a.m. as per Rule 54A of the Conduct of Elections Rules 1961. The counting of votes on the electronic voting machine EVM is taken up to 30 minutes later, or it can begin at a scheduled time if there's no postal ballot to be counted. The EVM's control unit is first brought to the counting table. The RO first ensures that the paper seal on its control unit is intact and total votes pool match those mentioned in Form 17C. The RO then matches the unique ID and sealed on every control unit in the presence of its candidate's representatives. On pressing a button, the control unit shows the number of votes received for its candidate. The figures are noted down in Part 2 of Form 17C after being shown to the counting supervisor and polling agents. If the EVMs fail to display any result or there's a glitch in the display panel of the control unit, VVPAT slips are used for counting. The counting supervisors and polling agents of each candidate must sign Form 17C, which mentions the candidate-wise result of each control unit. It is then sent to RO, who compiles a final result sheet after the counting of control units. VVPAT slips are taken up for counting. It is compulsory for the elections officers to verify the VVPAT slips chosen randomly from 5 polling stations in his constituency. In case of a victory margin being listed and the number of postal ballots rejected, officers recheck all such rejected ballots before declaring the result. If there's a tie, when 2 candidates get an equal highest vote, the Representations of People Act allows a draw of lots to declare a winner. The RO declares the result and gives the winning candidate a certificate of victory. A polling agent can demand a recount after the official's announcement of the result if they suspect any irregularity. The EVMs are returned to the strong room after the counting process. Election rules success, the EVMs must be stored in the strong room for 45 days after the counting day. A horrific wave of violence erupted in the city of Goma in the Democratic Republic of Congo DRC last week, with reports emerging of brutal atrocities committed by Rwandan-backed rebels. According to United Nations, female inmates in the overcrowded Goma prison were violently raped and then burned alive after rebels stormed the facility. The chaos instigated by the M23 rebels resulted in the brutal deaths of at least 141 women and 28 children who had been detained alongside their mothers. The situation is unclear as UN peacekeepers have been banned from entering the area controlled by M23 rebels. However, testimony suggests that women in the prison were subjected to unimaginable cruelty. Viviane van der Perre, the deputy head of the UN peacekeeping force based in Goma, described the carnage. She confirmed that a prison break, during which 4,000 male prisoners escaped, took place. Meanwhile, the women's wing of the prison was set on fire, and it is feared that the death toll among the women could be higher. The situation is unclear as UN peacekeepers have been barred from entering the area controlled by M23 rebels. However, testimony suggests that women in the prison were subjected to unimaginable cruelty. The images of death and destructions are harrowing, as many as several hundred women who were already in vulnerable positions were raped before being locked in a blazing inferno. In the aftermath of M23 rebels' assault on Goma, around 2,000 bodies remain unburied in the city, awaiting proper burial. The rebels who seized control of Goma on January 27 have declared that they have no intentions of advancing further toward Bukavu, a neighboring region in the DRC. However, concerns remain high about the potentials for further violence. Van der Perre expressed cautions to hope that the unexpected ceasefire would hold. If they retreat, that's good news, she stated. Otherwise, we'll face a new clash with potentially thousands of additional deaths. The situations in Goma remain dire, with civilians caught in the middle of this ongoing conflict. This tragic series of events highlights the ongoing humanitarian crisis in the DRC, where the consequences of violence and war continue to devastate innocent lives. International calls for justice and accountability grow louder as the scale of this massacre is realized. The role is to see whether peacekeeping forces can restore order and bring an end to the atrocities committed by M23 rebels. Heavy fighting continues between rebel groups and military forces in Myanmar's Sagaing region, just a few kilometers from Manipur's Moreh town along the Indo-Myanmar border. Thousands of villagers from the neighboring country have fled to safety as airstrikes and ground assaults have caused casualties on both sides of the warring groups. Although the exact toll could not be confirmed, sources estimated it could exceed 20. The fighting has been raging close to the Indian border since pro-democracy outfits, including the Kuki National Army Burma (KNAB) and People's Defense Force (PDF) of Tamil Township near Moreh, got engaged in fierce clashes with the Myanmar military and its pro-junta allies. On the military side are the Sani Nationalities Army (SNA), a Myanmar insurgent group seeking statehood in Sagaing region, the Pusat Militia, a pro-military network of armed villagers, and Imphal Valley-based insurgent groups VBIGs, a term for rebel groups led by Manipur's People's Liberation Army (PLA). Sources reported that the pro-junta forces have suffered more than 10 casualties, including 45 cases of VBIGs. Among them were 2 officer-ranked soldiers from the PLA and the United National Liberation Front, along with a cadet from the proscribed Kanglei Yawal Canal Loop outfit. The offensive reportedly launched in the early hours of January 27 by the pro-junta coalitions, targeted at PDF camp near Taizang and Minter villages in Tamil Township. The surprise attack, which included air assaults and drone bombings, resulted in at least 6 to 7 casualties, sources said. A large number of Myanmar villagers from the area have since fled to the deep jungles for safety. According to a report by The Hindu, over 260 Myanmar residents have crossed over the Indian side of the border in the past few days. There are about 500 PDFs in Tamil alone, say sources near the border. The combined anti-junta forces in Tamil Township, consisting of PDFs and KNAB, is estimated to have a strength of around 1,100 fighters. The military is believed to be brutally suppressing the efforts of young vigilantes in area north of Tamu, while the PDFs in south of the township are said to be having the upper hand. Much of the area in the south is now under the control of rebel fighters, including a significant stretch of the eastern highway connecting Tamu to Mandalay, which extends farther into Thailand. According to a defense analysis, pro-democratic forces are now trying to fight for territory in Myanmar's Gabo Valley, north of Tamu. That's all from us tonight, and we thank you for joining our program.